I don't normally drop 2 videos in a day, but there is some absolutely amazing news out there regarding this issue with Bud Light and Anheuser-Busch. Now, for those of you who are unaware, recently Bud Light made some very, very strange moves to cater to a very small group of people in this country and around the world, and it caused a huge backlash amongst the regular drinkers of Bud Light. Now, they have been trying to, the media, tamp this down and pretend, oh, it's not just a big deal, it's a flash in the pan, it's going to go by the wayside. I need my audience to do something. You can even stop watching this video to go do it. There are 3 articles I need you guys to go get screenshots from so that you have a record of it. Rolling Stone is our first stop. This is an article called Companies That Get Woke Aren't Going Broke. They're more profitable than ever. Sorry, Kid Rock. Bud Light's going to be just fine. April 8, 2023. I'll give you the link first, pinned comment. I'm not going to put it in the description box for reasons that are a little bit too complicated to get into here. Go and save this article. Go download it. Go screenshot it. Offline webpage, whatever you guys want to do. This one and this one from Fox. Bud Light still in Mulvaney. Controversy hits rural distributors as branding guru thinks consumers are confused. Now, once again, down in the first pinned comment, I will link this. Go download these, screenshot them, because the bloodbath is on. It is absolutely on. Wait until you hear these numbers. Bud Light suffers bloodbath as, their words, longtime and loyal consumers revolt against TG campaign. Now, hold on one second here. Okay. In Bud Light's efforts to be inclusive, they excluded almost everybody else. Guys, wait until you hear the numbers. I thought maybe this might be something that might get overblown, but they've now come out with the numbers. It's catastrophic. Fitter's Bar witnessed a catastrophic decrease in sales of the hometown suds among loyal and local consumers. Sales of Anheuser-Busch bottled products dropped 30% over the past week, while draft beer plummeted 50%. Bud Light normally outsells rival products Miller Lite and Coors Light 25-1. But not this week. 80% of Bud Light drinkers ordered something else this week, while the 20% who did order Bud Light weren't on social media and hadn't heard yet about this new thing going on with Bud Light. And when they did, they didn't order it again. And in Hell's Kitchen, New York City neighborhood, known for its very large and vocal gay community, even there, Bud Light draft sales dropped 58% this week, while Bud Light bottled sales were down 70%. These are catastrophic, apocalyptic numbers for a brand. Bud Light's decision to dive into the culture wars was a bad decision. Wait until the summer's not even here yet. This bar talks about they sell usually 3 kegs of Bud Light at this event in Texas, a total of 495 12-ounce pours. You know how many they sold? 4. They went from an average of 495 to 4. Because of the boycotts. They've already done enough damage in 1 week to disrupt Anheuser-Busch's year-long sales projection. You just don't make up those sales. People aren't going to drink twice as much Bud Light the following weekend to recover the lost business. For brands as large as Bud Light, the public relations calamity already represents millions of lost dollars, even if the consumer revolt ended tomorrow. Bud Light VP Alyssa Heinerscheid, quote, "If we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, there will be no future for Bud Light." You see, even if we could snap our fingers and end it all tomorrow, if they came out and apologized and said, we're going to cut the price of Bud Light 30%, we apologize for doing this, it was a huge mistake, we would like to have our customers back and whatever we can redo to earn your trust. If they did that tomorrow, they've already lost millions and millions of dollars and messed up the year-long projections for sales. This is absolutely insane. Nobody understands what they're doing. His customers, many of them loyal Bud Light drinkers, are baffled by the brand's lack of quote-unquote inclusivity. Everything to lose and little to gain. Sometimes you just want to drink a beer without getting a lecture on social, political commentary or someone's orientation. Imagine that. Imagine that. This is going to be something where they're going to try to rewrite history. That's the real story. So that's why I led off with go to these articles that are saying, oh, it's not just a big deal and people are misunderstanding it and I think it's getting overblown. Go and screenshot those, because when Bud Light collapses, and it will, you'll have the receipts. See, just like they tried to get Kid Rock, well, we got the receipts of him 20 years ago in today's earlier video, standing next to somebody, some guy in drag. You see, this is just way too good, because Travis Tritt is a great singer-songwriter, but he's been around a long time. And I'm sure a lot of the younger crowd may not know, they may have heard of him, but he's not like a top 20 artist. Same thing with John Rich. John Rich was Big and Rich. They were, 90s and 2000s. Ted Nugent's been around forever. Same thing with Kid Rock. So these guys are not top name, top of the bill artists that organized this pushback. And look at the damage they did. Imagine if some real big names were to step up and say, nope, not doing this. This is an absolute stunner that the numbers are already caving. I mean, absolutely cratering for Bud Light. To, in only a week or so, have messed up entire year-long sales projections. In only a week, they're going to have to do something. They're going to absolutely have to do something. I don't know what it is, but Rolling Stone and Fox, those are the two companies that get woke, aren't going broke, really? Really? They use a couple of weird examples here to try to prove this about Jack Daniels and RuPaul. And, like, for example, the Keurig thing from when Roy Moore was running for the Alabama Senate, and Keurig pulled their advertising from Fox. Like any conservatives really own Keurigs. I mean, I'm sure there's a few that do, but it's not something that's real popular amongst them. United Airlines, the government runs the airlines. You can't really boycott one or the other. Carhartt, these things were not that big a deal. Disney, it's the jury is still out on Disney. They're making the allegation here that, their channel is doing well and, somehow they're going to defeat Florida, which is absolutely hilarious. Nike, they're going to learn the hard way. Amazon, Kellogg's in 2021, I didn't even hear about this. They had some type of a cereal box that was rainbow colored and it said together. A box rainbow colored with the word together and a heart for the O isn't the same thing. Isn't the same thing as the picture of somebody who is trying to make you believe there's something they're not. That's really the case. This is grooming kids. There's a huge difference between the guy that stood next to Kid Rock back 20 years ago, a full-grown man. Nobody that I know of, at least from the conservative community, they're like, look, we don't necessarily want to spend our time hanging around people like that. But if a full-grown man wants to go out and he wants to wear a dress or whatever, he wants to paint up his eyes, and he wants to go walk around and have a good time and have a beer at the same bar that I'm at, okay, well, I mean, I'm not saying we should kick him out of the bar. That's one thing. If the bar said, no, sorry, any men dressed like women, we're not going to serve them here, that would be one thing. You see, this is the false equivalence. What this kid, this Dylan Mulvaney, is doing, okay, is trying to influence kids, young kids, into doing harm to themselves physically by some perception that they have that they psychologically aren't in tune with. Well, you guys know the story. I'm not going to get into it. So anyway, I'm going to leave it there, but it's already working. So those of you who are continuing to do it, remember, it's not just Bud Light. It's Anheuser-Busch. And let me see if I can find that number again. Sales of Anheuser-Busch bottled products dropped 30%, and draft beer 50%. 80% there, and let's see. Bud Light draft sales dropped 58%. Bud Light bottles down 70%. And where is the numbers overall? And these are quotes. Already done enough damage in 1 week to disrupt year-long sales projections. Public relations calamity. And once again, this is a quote from the Bud Light VP. If we do not attract young drinkers to come and drink this brand, replacing the ones that are not going to drink it anymore because of this issue, there will be no future for Bud Light. So, anyway, I will leave that there. So, God bless. Have a great weekend. Like, share, subscribe. Pardon me, great week. Like, share, subscribe. We'll see you guys next time.